Hey guys, welcome back to another one. This is Crypto Elite, home to the #1 Theta community. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe to the channel. And I also want to give a shout out to the Crypto Elite NFT community. So in this video, we are going to be talking about something that has been on my mind for a little bit. And I've heard some other community members talk about this too. So I just wanted to have a quick discussion, and I don't have answers, unfortunately. A lot of questions. Maybe you guys can have some answers in the comment section below, or the next AMA. This is potentially something that we could ask the Theta leadership team. What exactly is happening here? Or what do these numbers mean? And as you see here, I have a depiction of the world, and this depiction is a very loose depiction of what the Edge network looks like. And as we know, the Theta network has a fantastic Edge network, and it's something that a lot of other companies don't have, and they want to strive to have something like that, especially decentralized companies. Your big companies like Google, they have their own version of a decentralized mesh network too. But ours looks like something like this, and this was on the previous website before it got updated. So we kind of had a brief overview of more or less where the different enterprise validator nodes were, the Guardian nodes were, and the Edge nodes were, and some rough numbers attached to them as well. But that kind of spurred some questions back then, not as much because we did have this map, but with the new website, this map is no longer there. There's no longer any numbers to say how many edge nodes there are, or how many elite edge nodes there are, or where they're located. And I know the map probably was a rough estimate of where things were, not exactly where they were, because I zoomed in on where I lived, and of course it's just a rough estimate. But it still did lead some questions. So that is something that I wanted to talk about, because right now, to the best of my knowledge, and you guys might know a little bit more than me, but I think the only place to see the total number of elite nodes right now is on the Theta Explorer. And this is explorer.thetatoken.org, has all the different stats for the Theta token and TFUEL as far as price, how many Theta Guardian nodes there are, the percentage staked, and you can see some graphical depictions over here, the transaction history. And one of the things is, like I was saying, the total edge nodes, which is good to see, because elite edge nodes, not just edge nodes, because I am curious how many people have 10,000 TFUEL, and they also staked at least 10,000 TFUEL to an edge node to make it an elite edge node. And there's a lot of perks to doing that, and those will come more so in the future than current day, but on the horizon there's a lot of perks to doing that. But that kind of led me wondering what happened to the number of edge nodes. And you can check out my previous videos. This actually took me a little bit of time because I knew I looked at them in previous videos for the stats. And I remember seeing the stats in the six figures. I could have swore it was hundreds of thousands. And this video is from March 1st of 2022. Now we're in, at the time of this recording, in October of 2022. So about 7 months later, you could see the stats at that time. It was 45,600. So that is much less than the six figures. I could have swore it was up to like 130,000 when I remembered it at its peak, and that was a number that was in my head. And then this is a little bit further back. I had to track back to another video once again. This is in October 17th of 2021. So this is approximately 1 year ago. And there's that number that I remembered. It was 131,575. So that kind of made me wonder too, just between the differences of those numbers over here between October and March of 2022, how did we lose so many edge nodes? Is there a different accounting that's happened, or is just people, are they losing not necessarily faith, but as we know, during that time between 2021 and where we currently are, there's been a huge bear market. So I could see a lot of people pulling out of the entire crypto space. But at the same time, if you're just running your laptop passively, I don't think that would cause you to want to stop doing that. But potentially at the same time, maybe, because once upon a time you could be earning $1 from running your laptop, and now you're just earning a couple pennies. So I could see that argument as well. But that's a huge chunk of people to be doing that. And also to back this up is the docs.thetatoken.org. At the very beginning, it kind of talks about what is the Theta Network. And I've gone through this a couple times before, and I'm just taking it at face value. If you are someone who tunes into these videos, you know what the Theta Network is. So I won't go over all of this. It goes on to talk about the Theta blockchain and the smart contract support, EVM capability, the meta chain, which is coming up very soon. But what I wanted to talk about is the dual token design. So Theta is that first half and TFUEL is the second half. And they go on to speak to the Theta Edge network. And even in this article over here, they say the Theta community members also host Theta Edge nodes, which form the Theta Edge network, a fully decentralized network of storage, delivery, and more generally, edge computing. And as of February 2022, the Edge network has grown to over 130,000 nodes. And that, once again, question mark went up in the back of my head, because February 2022 is awfully close to the March 1st when I created this video. And you could see, according to this, there is only 45,000 edge nodes according to that website. So I'm not exactly sure which one is 100% right on. So that is one question. If anyone knows what happened or the discrepancy between those two numbers, definitely let everyone know in the comments below. And I only bring this up because this is very important for everything that's listed below the Theta Edge network. Theta Video API, it's using all of the edge nodes around the world in order to push videos onto other edge networks and help out the entire mesh network. It's also for decentralized live streaming to do the same thing. For NFT-based DRM management, not quite as important, but it will be used for Theta Edge Store in the future. So to have 130,000 nodes splitting up a lot of data storage makes a lot of sense. But as soon as you start getting down to these lower numbers of almost 8,000 nodes, granted, it's still a lot of nodes, but that potentially could be a lot of data split between just 8,000 nodes. So we definitely have to boost those numbers up. And circling back to the Theta Video API tech, I think that could be a reason why some people in the community also have brought up that Rewarded TV. If you watch some of their shows, there is a lot of buffering. And as we know, I won't go through all of the nitty gritty for this, but the Edge network, they try and use edge nodes primarily first. And then if they can't find an edge node nearby that will work sufficiently, then it'll move over to a centralized content delivery platform. So that buffering could be the Edge network looking for other peers nearby, not being able to find them and just having difficulty switching. That is just 100% guess. Also, sidebar, I finally learned why my referral link is not working, because I have 12 referrals so far, but I have to contact Replay in order to start getting more referrals. So I did contact them. I will let you know hopefully soon if they approve me and I become a whitelisted Rewarded TV member, so I can have more than just the 10 referral limit. I somehow went above their 10 referrals up to 12, but that is why my referral links are no longer working. I will definitely let everyone know as soon as I get that. But circling back to the video, that potentially could be one of the reasons. Another thing that I wanted to bring up is the number of edge nodes potentially could be because people are using virtual machines. Now, I'm not going to hate on this whatsoever. It's actually quite a clever idea, and I don't know how to do it personally, but I think the virtual machines also potentially could be one of the reasons that the numbers were so high, and maybe Theta is no longer counting all of those virtual machines. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, a virtual machine, you can just go on the internet. I just did a quick search, and all of these threads are basically asking, is it possible And if you scroll down, a lot of people do it. Of course, this is from 2 years ago, but you can just find newer ones. A lot of people have virtual machines. So in a nutshell, if you're unfamiliar, instead of just running one edge node on your computer, this is a life hack to be able to run, let's say, 10 edge nodes on your computer. And if you have 10 edge nodes on your computer, then that would make sense why these numbers are up in the 130,000s. And now if Theta is catching on and kind of excluding those numbers, then these numbers would start to dwindle down because instead of counting for 10, you're just counting for 1. So that could be something else that I thought of in the back of my head. So that's kind of my personal thoughts on this. In summary is I actually still am looking for answers as to why the number has jumped from 130,000 to 45,000. And now the closest number that I can find is closer to 8,000. I do hope that we can get those numbers back up to the 130,000 range, the 6 figures, because I think that is very important for the overall edge network in order for that to work appropriately. If you know anything more, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys on the next one.